In today's video, I'm gonna give you 8, 9, let's call it 8.5 simple tricks to make you look cool on the mountain. Because let's be honest, you're bored of hearing me talking about turns and all you want to have is something to impress your, well, insert as applicable. Here's a cheeky way to start off a run that is incredibly simple. Lock your board in on the toe side edge across the slope and create a bit of pre-wind by opening up your shoulders. Then rotate your upper body back around in the direction you want to spin. And as you do this, shift your weight over your back foot. Let your upper body get about 90 degrees ahead of your lower body so that when you then pick up your front foot, your lower body just wants to play catch up and you'll end up spinning over the top of your back foot. Sit over that rear foot, keeping it flat until you hit 270, then you just press down and ride away. Easy. Lock that toe edge in and create all the rotation for the spin with your upper body. It's all about that pre-wind. Once you've started spinning, keep your weight centered over that rear foot. That's your pivot point. That's the center of the rotation. Next up is an easy one for when you're just cruising along a flat slope. Nollie backside 180. This is one of my favorite tricks because it is so easy to generate pop from your board by just driving that nose down into the ground. I gently rock onto my toe side, open my shoulders slightly for a bit of pre-wind, then rotate them down towards the ground and compress over my front knee. This loads the nose of the board up like a spring, and now watch my back arm. It's like I'm throwing something behind me over my shoulder. As I do this, I'm going to jump off my toes, off the balls of my feet, sucking my rear leg up first and then leveling the board out in the air. I look down between my feet to spot the landing, stomp it, look up and ride away. Nollie back 1, give it a go. Just drive that nose down into the ground and throw that back arm around. It's best done on flatter slopes like this because that makes it easier to shift your weight over the nose of the board and generate that pop. Next, we're also going to come in on the toes, but we're keeping the board on the snow for this one. We're going to grab Melon, which is going to be your front hand behind the board, and then lock it into a carve. And this trick is all about two things: sinking down to find that melon grab, whilst at the same time falling over the board and into the turn. You do that, and then you just lock in for the ride. Approach with some speed, make the edge change across the slope to give you more time to get down and find that grab. When you sink down to get the grab, your hips will be shooting back behind the board. So to counteract that, at the same time, you need to really fall forward over the board in order to rock it onto the toe edge. Your backhand will be right there on the snow and you just ride it on out. Drop down, fall across the board, grab, carve, go. If you can get down low and lock into those, then you're going to be halfway there with this next one. Are they cool? I'm not sure. I definitely used to think so. Now I think they're a little bit of a gimmick, but let me know what you think of this next one down below. It's elbow carves. Once again, it's that dropping down low or simultaneously crossing over the board that is going to be crucial for you to get this trick. Only now, you're going to get your forearm down on the snow and then push out and extend your legs against the board to bring your hips down and your body flat against the snow. You want to hold onto the cuff of your jacket to stop it riding back, and then when you want to exit the carve, you simply sink back over your heels to drop out of the carve and push yourself back up. Now, why might I say it's a bit of a gimmick? Well, this is often labelled as extreme carving, whereas all you're really doing is riding on your forearm. Does that mean it isn't fun? Not at all. It was my party trick for a while, and I've even made a full in-depth tutorial on how to do them that I'll link down below. But now I'm married and I don't feel the need to bust them out as often. And on that note, quick shout out to my wife for her awesome job behind the lens today. And I'm filming all of the tricks in today's video on this, the Insta360 X4 camera. I'm shooting in 360 mode, so I literally don't have to worry about where the camera is pointing, because then I can just use the auto track feature to make sure the camera follows me, keeps me nice and steady in the center of the frame, and I've got it set to 60 frames a second so I can slow everything down afterwards. Besides that, I keep all the other features in the auto settings, and honestly, this thing is so easy to use. You can grab yours using my link down below, and that will get you an extra discount and a free snow bundle whilst the offer period lasts. So check it out down below. Now, on to the next one. A backside 180 revert. Okay, so this isn't really much of a trick, but it still gets its own segment because it's an important skill to have. We're counter-rotating our upper body against our lower body to create a rotation that requires no pre-wind. Start on the toes, twist your upper body against your lower body, and skid the board around on your toe edge. Your shoulders start in line with the board, then your backhand comes around to meet the nose of the board, whilst your front hand ends up over the tail. Once the rotation is completed, you then unwind your upper body to end up back in line with the board, riding out switch. Backside revert, done. So more of a half trick there, but it's an essential skill to have for these next two. Revert Carve. You've got the ingredients. It's that same backside 180 revert, only now done with a lot more speed. I then balance against that speed by leaning on into the turn. This locks the toe edge in place and locks you into the carve. Notice how I keep looking back over my shoulder. I'm fully twisted, and this is essential because I can now unwind that twist to pull myself out of the carve and pull the board back round to regular. Speed, engage your toe side edge, counter-rotate your body for the revert, keep looking over your shoulder whilst reaching your backhand down towards the snow, and then unwind for the exit. It's all about that twist. Shoulders start in line, you then get a full 180 rotation between your upper and lower body, and not only have you learned a new trick, but now you don't need to see your chiropractor anymore. And you'll need that backside revert once more for this next one. I'm not sure what it's called, it's a spinny thingy. So I'm coming in switch on my heels. I open up my shoulders and pull up my front foot and pull up my front arm to drag the board up and around in a tail press. Then as it sets down on the toes, I counter rotate and use that backside 180 revert to finish the trick. It's a bit like a switch frontside 360, but I'm always keeping part of the board in contact with the snow. I rotate my arms in the direction I'm going for the first 180, then I pull them back against myself to complete the 360. Think, start off on the heels, pull it up and around, set it down on the toes, and then scissor your upper body against your lower body to finish it off. Spinny, thingy, done. Sometimes the snow sucks, you're going to be skidding, so we're going to try and style those skids out, and once again, this trick's going to get you into a position that we're going to build the next one from. Once again, it's a little dubious to call this one a trick, but it's made the list anyway. You're just poking that rear leg out and around as you skid on your front foot. Kick the back leg out, try to straighten it and keep all of your weight stacked over the front foot. The more you can push that back leg away, the better. Lean towards the nose of your board and keep your weight slightly back, going down through your heels to stop the board catching an edge. Try to twist your lower body, keeping your shoulders more in line with the direction you're traveling, so you can then pull back against it to ride on out. This is fun to do off the sides of the slopes, especially at the end of the day when the middle of the run is all icy and the only soft snow is on the side. All right, so that one was super simple, probably shouldn't have made the list, but now we're gonna evolve it into a proper trick. This pretzel out, as it's called, just combines all the elements that you've learned with the Nollie Back one and then the backside revert. Really lean over that nose to load it up like a spring. Hop off that front foot, lift your back foot up, and then in the air, counter rotate your upper and lower body against each other to pull the board around. You're gonna land looking down at the snow, down at your board, before putting your head up to look around and ride off. This really takes the last trick up a notch and somewhat legitimizes what was essentially just a styled out skid. Now, after all of this, if you can't make yourself look cool, well, then that's on you. Thank you for watching all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate you guys. I'm just going to very quickly mention my online course. You can find out more information or purchase it via the link down below. It will make you a better snowboarder and it will give me more money to spend on tiramisu. Everyone's a winner. See you in the next one.